Guess that's the cost of only being human. I'm near a decade in the game, still learning like a student. My focus never been to fame, only constant improvement.
All right, welcome back to the Net Trades YouTube channel. My name is Zero, and if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to check out all our other videos on stock related stuff. We have videos that cover risk management, videos on how to pick winning stocks, trading reviews, um, setups that I like to trade, and many more videos. So make sure to check them out. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because to this day, I still get DMs about people requesting for me to send them the link to the R multiple Google spreadsheet. And so seeing that, I saw that there was a lot of demand for this type of Google spreadsheet. And I personally use a lot of different spreadsheets. In fact, I use like 4 to 5 because there's just so many different things that you can do with the Google spreadsheets now. But instead of making a video on each one, I decided to combine them all together and just make one big Google spreadsheet that you're able to use it as a trading journal. You're able to use it to track your progress. You're able to use it to track your trades and then write notes on them, review your trades basically. You're able to use it for a position size calculator, to check your R multiple and your stats and all that. So basically all of that is going to be combined into this one Google spreadsheet that I spent the last couple of days working on. And honestly, I didn't expect it to take that long, but I'm not even kidding when I say it, but it took me like over 10 hours to make this thing. Like I legit had to search up YouTube videos on like tutorials on how to do certain functions on Google Sheets and all that. So I hope you guys do enjoy it. But yeah, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right into the overview, and then I'll show you guys how to use it for those of you guys that are interested. And right now it's set up for 2022. So I did all like January to December. All the holidays are taken for account. You really don't have to do much. You just have to plug in your trades and everything else will be calculated. So just to do a quick overview, you have obviously your tabs for each month. You're going to be able to see like a calendar view where you can see each day if you're green or red. And then as you input data, these will change green or red depending on if you were green or red for the day, and then it will calculate your weekly total. You can check your monthly P&L here, the percentage. There's also some key statistics here, like how many trades you've taken, your wins, your losses, your win rate. And obviously right now it's not showing because there's no data, but once you input data, these numbers will calculate by themselves. You can see your average P&L, your average win, your average loss. And then these are some interesting stuff here, which is pretty important. Here you can see your break-even win rate. So basically how many trades you have to be winning in order to be profitable. And you can compare this to your actual realized win rate, your risk per trade. So for those of you guys that were interested in the R multiple spreadsheet, this is pretty much that same number. The R multiple, this is that number. And then your daily max loss. You also have data on your total R, which is your risk per trade, and then your average R per trade. And then here's just, you'll see like a visual of your daily P&L. Here's just like per individual day, the number of green trades you've taken for that day, the total profit on those green trades, and then the same thing but for your losses. And again, you don't have to calculate any of this. Once you input your trades here, this will all be calculated, so you don't have to touch this. You don't have to touch anything on this tab. This is only like for you to view it basically. And then the one thing you can do here though is they added this new feature on Google Sheets where you can right click, you click insert a note, and this thing will pop up. So you can basically write down, I overtraded. And you can obviously go into that they recently added to Google Sheets. So that's pretty cool. So you can use this as a journal, and then just to view your progress obviously, and then the key stats. And it's done for every month. So you have February to December. That's the same thing for each one, and now going from there, I would say like the main page would probably be like this portfolio tab, where basically here you can just see an overview of things. And again, right now it's empty, but I'll show you guys it in a minute when we start inputting some stuff. But it's similar to the monthly ones, except that this one's year-to-date P&L, and the same thing, the percentage. And then obviously you have your equity curve, you have your weekly P&L, your monthly P&L, and then a couple of key stats here, like your P&L, your wins and losses, and then your average win, your average loss. And then again, once we put in data, you guys will get a better, you'll be able to see it better. So let's actually go ahead and input some data here. But before we do that, the first thing you guys actually want to do when you guys get this Google Sheet is you want to go over here where it says input, and you want to put your starting balance. So I'm just going to be using the example of a $10,000 account. And once you've done that, you can head over to trades, and then here's where you're going to be inputting your trades. So let's just make up a random trade here. And then here where it says type, you can either put just a P for puts, or you can actually type out the, put. Doesn't matter, just up to you. Number of contracts, smaller accounts, so let's say 5. Your buy-in price, 10, and then say you sell at 13.50. And this setup thing, so let's actually explain that right now. If you head over to this playbook tab, if you guys have watched lesson 1, this should probably look a little bit familiar here, but basically, if you guys don't know what a playbook is, check out lesson 1 and then come back to this video. So yeah, you can just input your setups here. So let's say the one from that video, it's like previous day high, boom, and that's your setup, right? So what you want to do is you want to just put a setup here. You can also put notes like to further explain the setup, and then this setup is going to be connected to this number here, number 1. So over here in trades, when you take a trade, you want to make sure you copy that number here. And what that'll do is that'll connect all this data to this one setup. So now over here you'll see 1 for the quantity. This was a winning trade, so it'll pop up here for 1 win. And then I'll calculate the average percentage gain, and then the P&L. And then once we input more trades, this other stuff will also calculate. So let's put in a losing trade so it works. Alright, so I put in 3 different trades in now. So now you can see it calculates the average gain and the P&L. And then this over here is your R return. Remember, it's basically your whatever your P&L is divided by your average loss. And the reason that's important is because your average loss is basically calculating what your average risk per trade is. And so on any given winning trade, you would want to aim for at least a 2R or higher, because that means that on that trade you made at least 2 of what you were risking, so you have at least a 2-to-1 risk reward. So that's what this number means, and that's how you can interpret it. Anything above a 2 is good, but it also depends on your winning percentage. If you have a really high winning percentage, like 80%, then something like a 1.2 would also be good, but it depends again on your winning percentage. But in general, I would say you should be aiming for at least a 2R on your winning trades. But anyways, we inputted these 3 trades. Now let's go over to the playbook, and we can see we have some more information here. So we haven't named the second setup, but let's just say it's opening range break. Opening range break. It's gonna be our second setup. Okay, and now you can see that it automatically calculated that we have 2 total trades inputted for this previous day high, and then 1 trade inputted for the opening range break. We have 1 win and then 1 loss for previous day high, and we have 1 loss for this one. And again, it automatically calculates your average percentage gain. In this case, it's a loss for the second setup, and then your overall P&L with that setup, your average R, and then it also gives you a grade here, which again, this is done automatically. You don't have to input any of this. The only things you have to input here in this page playbook is the setup if you want to name it, and then additional notes if you want to. Everything else you don't touch it. Everything else you just input it here in the trade section. Only the black ones though, this one it calculates automatically. So yeah, it grades it based on the average R, and you typically want to aim for at least a B. You don't really want to be trading the setups that have a C. So B is good, and then an A is excellent. You know, that's going to be your A plus high confidence setups, and then you can go ahead and use this grade that you get here and apply it to this position size calculator. So depending on the grade you get for that setup, it's how much you want to be risking. So if you have a setup that's a C, then you only want to be risking, or you only want to be, you know, going into a trade with max 5% of your account. So let's say you're trying to buy some NEO contracts for 80 cents. That's the contract price, right? Well, if it's a C setup, the max contract you're allowed to get, depending on your account balance, is 7, right? But if it's an A setup, if it's forming a previous day high break, then you're able to get 14 contracts. And the only thing you have to plug in here is this number right here. You don't touch anything else, and then you just take whatever number it gives you, and that's how many contracts you buy. Let's say if it's Tesla, so it's a little bit pricier, it's 4. You're only able to buy 3 if it's an A setup. If it's a C setup, you can only buy 1. And I wouldn't even recommend taking the trade if it's a C setup, but the option is there, obviously. So yeah, that's the playbook page. And again, the only thing you have to input is here on the trading. Now that we have some trades plugged in, we can go over here to January, and we can see that now you see this number here. It's on your weekly total, and everything here is plugged in automatically. Like, we didn't have to type any of this. We just plugged it into the trades, and it did it for us automatically. And now you can see the visual that pops up here. And yeah, and here for February, we plugged in a losing trade. So you can see it turns red. You're red for the week, and then you see your daily P&L down for that day. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool. And now if you can go over to portfolio, now you can actually see some data here, your monthly P&L here, weekly P&L, and then your equity curve. Hopefully I explained it enough so you guys are able to use it. Again, it's very simple. The only thing you guys want to be doing is when you open the sheet, just make sure to go over here to input your starting balance. That's the only thing you touch from this page, and then you could go ahead and hide the sheet if you want to. If not, you can just leave it, but you don't really need to be touching this one. And then the only other thing you're going to be plugging in is your trades. You're going to plug them in here. You can name your setups, and then you can use this position size calculator using this blue bar right here. This is the only one you're going to be typing into, and then everything else, it automatically calculates it for you. So it's pretty hands off, and it's really cool. I think it's visually appealing, and if you don't like the colors I chose, you can also change that. So yeah, you can make it your own. You can mess around with it, personalize it. If one thing I do want to mention is since I am using an ultra wide monitor, you know, it's fit for me personally. But if you're not using an ultra wide monitor, and then, you know, like the weekly P&L is cut off, you can resize these. You can just make them smaller and then fit them to your liking. But for me personally, you know, since I do have an ultra wide, I like it set up like this. But again, you can personalize that. It's up to you. If you guys want access to this Google Sheet, I'll leave the link to it in the description below. Hopefully this time it works. If for some reason there's issues with the link, or you know, it's not letting you for some reason access it, or you know, you have questions about it, or for whatever reason you need my assistance, you can just DM me on Discord. My Discord is just DM me on Discord or Instagram, and I'll send you guys a new link or help assist you with whatever you need. But yeah, I hope you guys take advantage of this Google Sheet. Like I said, I did spend a lot of time making it, so hopefully it helps you guys out. I know for sure I'm gonna be using it for 2022, and I'm excited for the new year. So, but anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video lesson. Or I'll catch you guys in the Discord. It's been me, Zero, and I'm out. Peace.